Hola. It's your boy Kid Skateboard, the Luna Games, the Luna Kid, Luna Lifestyle. As you can see, we're on our way to Rituals to get some information for you. So you already know it's hot, dope, and fresh. So we're getting the info for you. So keep it locked. As you can see, we're on the road.
It's too much.
Yeah, just vibing with it.
Hot and fresh.
It's too much.
Out here at Rosefield, about to catch a train to a park, going to Joburg. So you already know we're here. You know the town of Rosefield, man. Keeping it easy. So we're on the lookout, just waiting for the out train, brother. The out train waiting. So yeah, as you can see, easy like that. We're about to bounce. What's up? Boy, Kid Skateboard, the Luna Games, the Luna Kid, Luna Lifestyle, easy boy. As you can see, it's dope, hot and fresh. Easy like that. As you can see now, we're in a Gau train moving from Kempton Park to Joburg. So take note that we're not only going to be giving just the platform, but we're going to go all around, all out there, just to be getting the information you need for your music and everything. If you got a company or just an artist who needs everything, all the information you need as a musician, we're here for you. This is the podcast for you. You better look out for that. Stay tuned. It's dope, hot, and fresh. Easy.
Music, which is controlling, changing the world. So the song is called Ukuchabula by Kosi. Thank you so much for listening to Sauma HD Radio. The time is 32 minutes after 12 o'clock on Rhythm Talk with DJ Vneck. Namhlanje kuzoba kumnandi sikhuluma nama artists, of which this is the start. Every Saturday from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, the show will be about the industry. Yeah, Kosi.
So what's it going today? You want me to go you want
Thank you so much, Dope and Dope, Hot and Fresh, for coming to Sauma, our Sauma HD Radio. My show, actually, specifically, it's called Rhythm Talk, where we talk about the challenges of the industry, the music industry, and also the solutions in the music industry. So let's start with Sauma. Sauma as the whole, the group. Sauma started as an award ceremony, and then it changed to being a movement for upcoming musicians. It's a home of musicians, more especially the upcoming musicians. This is where we guide, we share knowledge, we promote, we educate, we uplift upcoming musicians because they are the future of the industry. So the future starts here. The future doesn't start tomorrow. The future starts today, and it starts from the little that you have and the step that you take. So that's how we believe, and we are about the musicians. So let me talk about my show. From the award ceremony, people would ask us, where do we listen to these guys' music? Where do we hear them? Because they're doing great music. So we then said, you know what? Let's start a radio station where we will be playing most 99% of their music, and also educate, uplift them. This is the only platform that plays. This is the only radio station that plays 99% upcoming musicians' music. We put upcoming musicians first. It's it's a platform where it's a gap that we have seen in the industry. So as Sauma, we say we are for development, we are for fairness, we are for upcoming musicians because of we are all human beings. Then my show now, my show is it's a very nice show. It's the hottest show ever. Ever. My show is the hottest show ever. It's a show where we have the panel in one place, like is in all these musicians in one place. We talk about the challenges, we share everything, we share the laughters, we share tears all together, all of us, but we come up with the wipers of those tears, meaning that we have problems, then we come up with solutions. You don't go home empty-handed. You go home with knowledge. You go home with that faith restored. Again, if you are now have started maybe to give up as a musician, so we say we are restoring that faith. So as a musician, as this show goes, we also invite your industry guys, music industry guys, such as your associations, publishers, and everyone, even the promoters of music events, so that they can network with these artists. We also want to educate the promoters about how to take musicians serious in terms of when they come to them, they need to understand the work that they put into putting that perfect recording. Like when you record music, what happens? And then what it means for them to go and perform in their event, and also what it means for them to be compensated as musicians. So we are all about everything, and we believe that government will come in, and I believe that Mr. Natim Teto, I know that you're watching, you'll come in because we want you here.
All right, thank you so much, Dope, Hot and Fresh, for visiting Sauma. These are the headquarters for Sauma, which is South African Upcoming Music Awards. And under the Sauma umbrella, we do have a radio station, which is Sauma Radio, which plays 99% upcoming musicians' music on the station. But we also have workshops that we host monthly. However, we have a show that hosts the workshops on a weekly basis, which is called Rhythm Talk. And we then have the big ceremony, which is called the South African Upcoming Music Awards. My name is Lerato Mabuza, and I am the operations manager for Sauma Group. So yes, Sauma Awards, I think we are on our 7th year running. Year 2020 is the 7th year for our awards ceremony, and we're very much excited about that. But one thing I can tell you is that we have actually grown from the previous years of us actually doing the awards. Well, the purpose and the aim of the awards actually to build and to encourage musicians and to show that there's such great talent in the country. It's just that not everyone is so well known, but we have a lot of good talent. And if you believe you are talented, you produce good quality music, you work hard on your brand, you work hard on your positioning as a musician, well, we want you at Sauma Awards. What we do is we communicate through our social media platforms. So we have a Facebook page. It is called Sauma Awards. You can follow that page, and all communications as to when we are opening for selections or for submissions rather will be on the page. And yeah, we will be having our awards in the month of May. We will be communicating with everyone as to when exactly in the month of May. But the purpose, like I said, is to ensure that we uplift you, and we show and we encourage and we recognize talent.
Coming artists, like example for myself.
Yes.
I'm an up and coming artist from Mpumalanga. How do I submit my music to Sauma HD Radio?
To Sauma HD Radio. So what you do is you send your songs to an email address. It's songs@saumahdradios.co.za. But one thing I want to say, the fact that you're an upcoming musician does not guarantee that your song will be played on the radio station.
Okay.
Because we're just trying to go away with the stigma that upcoming musicians produce bad quality music. That is why Sauma is in existence. So what we do is your song will go through careful screening, where it will be checked to see if the songs were well mastered, well produced, and are web radio ready. Only then we will then playlist your song and we will communicate with you. That's another app that we have on our site that we will send you information or just an email to let you know that your song has been playlisted on the station. So if you want other people to hear about that or to hear your songs, then you are more than welcome to actually, you will have the information to tell them that they can actually listen in. And one thing that we also offer is interviews. So all upcoming musicians, they do get free interviews on the station. Sometimes it goes for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. It depends on the type of show where you will be interviewed on. So if you also want us to interview you, it is 100% free of charge. You won't pay a single cent for you to be interviewed. So still send an email request, and on the subject just write to say an interview request, and the email address is management@Sauma HD Radios with an S at the end .co.za. So it's management@Sauma HD Radios.co.za, and any other information that you would need industry related, we are here to assist as far as we can.
Okay, we thank you, Sister Lerato. Another thing I would like to know is that since you mentioned something about checking the music before it's played on the radio station, so do I need to register my music first before I send it to Sauma?
It's important that when you are an artist, you remember brand positioning, because it's very important. So before you want your songs to be playlisted on radio, get all the nitty-gritties ticked out first.
Okay.
So yes, it is important that you register your songs because it shows how important you are as an artist. However, if your songs are not registered, you can still submit your songs through to us, but we will also communicate with you and let you know that please do register your songs, because remember that with the station, we are a licensed radio station again. So meaning that if you would need to get certain things such as royalties and so forth, we are licensed. So if your songs aren't registered, then it means that you're only eating one side of the pie. Do you get what I mean? It means that people will know about who you are, but you can't go and claim from Kapaso your royalties and so forth. Do you get what I mean?
So I once heard about Kapaso. So I don't know what Kapaso is. Will you please briefly tell us more
okay.
about
So those are collecting societies or collecting bodies. So they would collect royalties on behalf of a radio station, on behalf of artists from radio stations. Specifically, I'm going to speak about our relationship with that brand, is that we are a licensed station or with the Kapaso, so you can claim royalties from them. Yeah. So if your songs are playlisted on radio, or if you do performances and so forth, then you can be able to claim from some rows if your songs are registered. So if you see the importance of registering and ticking all the nitty-gritties, all the documents in place first before you can think of submitting your songs to radio stations. It's not about the fame, but doing the right thing and building your brand and positioning your brand. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Lerato. I appreciate the information from Sauma HD. I appreciate the time you've given us.
Thank you so much. Dope, hot, and
Dope,
fresh.
hot, and fresh. Easy like that. So you keep it locked. And the show with you, stay tuned in, because we're going to be coming more with this information from a Sauma HD Radio. Make sure you stay tuned in. Easy like that. Dope, hot, and fresh.